Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got some winter reads for you. Alright, so the books in today's recommendation all have those kind of warm and cozy because, you know, they give off all those wintry vibes. So let's go ahead and just dive into today's recommendation. Alright, so the first one that I have for you is Better Than People. I really liked this one. It's got some of those warm, cozy, like drinking hot chocolate on a cold winter day vibes. So this follows Jack, who is a very grumpy, kind of a recluse a little bit. He likes to, you know, be in his house. He's a children's book author and illustrator. And it also follows Simon, who is very quiet and closed off and just very awkward and very anxious. He's got an anxiety disorder. And they end up meeting because Jack has an accident while he's out walking his dogs and breaks his leg. And he needs to hire a dog sitter or a dog walker. And that's where Simon comes in because Simon's always kind of wanted a dog or a pet. And he is living with somebody who is very allergic to them. So this is his way of getting to have some playtime with some dogs. And they kind of end up falling in love with each other. And it's very sweet and very cozy and just like all the warm feelings are tucked into this book. Okay, so next up is The Tribulations of Ross Young. So this one kind of has those cold wintry days mixed into it. So it follows Ross Young, who at the start of this book, which is a series of like little short stories all like combined, Ross is working the night shift at a convenience store and he slowly starts to realize that a lot of the late night clientele are just a little off, and you know, there are supernatural creatures, and the supernatural creatures start taking a liking to Ross, and they try to recruit him to be their personal assistant for, you know, the group or the clan, I guess, of them living together. And you know, things and shenanigans start happening, and somehow Ross ends up taking this job, and he ends up being the not the secretary, but like personal assistant to the vampire that's kind of conglomerated all of these social or these supernatural creatures into living in like a gated housing community, so they have somewhere to be their monstrous selves. And it's so sweet and it's very cozy, and like I love all of these monsters, and I love Ross because Ross is just like, okay, we're gonna just roll with it, and it's just hilarious, and I cannot recommend this book enough. It's so good. Okay, so next up is On the Ice, which you guys know I would not shut up about in last year. So I'm still not going to shut up because it's a really great book series. So this follows Alex, who is demisexual and a professional hockey player. It also follows Mitch, who is a college level hockey player, and somehow they end up meeting at the college where Mitch goes to school, and Alex is there giving like a lecture, and they kind of hit it off as friends, and like they have this whole friendship thing developing, and then you know, they finally get together, and it's such a good book, but like all the hockey stuff that's mixed in there too is really great. So not only is it a sports romance, it actually does focus on the sports, but it also focuses equally on like the friendship and romance that's developing, and it's so good. There's also some family drama in there that's really like, you know, really good. It's one that I would highly recommend. I have more sports recommendations that I have in a video, and I will leave that linked up above. And you guys could probably look forward to some more sports romance recommendations either in February or in, you know, the summer. Next up is Pick Me. So I love this. This follows one of the Sunday brothers, Knox, who had lived in Boston, but he moved back home to take a sabbatical from work for some mental health reasons. It also follows Gage, who is a just out of college graphic designer, and he gets hired on by the orchard where the Sundays live to basically make an app for them to help integrate all of their systems for the orchard and their website and a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's so interesting. Like, it's kind of not really enemies to lovers per se, it's more like annoyance to lovers, and I love it. These two have an instant like connection, and neither of them will budge on it. Well, Gage kind of wants to, but Knox is very reluctant because there's a big age gap between them, and also Gage may move on from the orchard at some point, you know, to have more contracts with, you know, graphic design and whatever. And it's just a really good story, and like honestly the Sunday brothers are hilarious, and I love this little tiny town that they're in because it's very quirky and weird, and the orchard is lovely, and Gage is a really great character. So this is one that I would highly, highly recommend checking it out. It does have kind of like that little bit of a Hallmark movie kind of feel to it. It's very, very, very good. Would highly, highly recommend. And then the last one I've mentioned quite a few times over the last year, year and a half, and that is Our Dining Table. This is a really great manga. So it follows this one character who has trouble eating with other people because of some family stuff that went on, and he was made to feel unwelcome at the dinner table. It also follows the other character and his baby brother, who his baby brother runs into the other character who is eating on a park bench, and he's like, "Oh, can I try whatever you're eating because that looks really good?" And that kind of rolls into this relationship of the two older characters cooking together and cooking lessons and, you know, eating together at a table and sharing a meal and like falling in love with both food and each other. And it's just a really, really great, like warm, comforting read. And it's set at New Year's, or it's set between Christmas and New Year, and it's just fantastic, and I cannot recommend it enough. It is one that I will keep singing the praises of because it is very sweet and kind, and just all the warm fuzzy feelings live in that book. Alright, so those are all of my winter reading recommendations for you. What are some winter reading recommendations you guys have? Let me know down in the comments. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!